Hello YouTube friends and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Deidre from Our Upcycled Life. This past weekend we had our community yard sale and I picked up some fantastic stuff that I'm going to upcycle and sell and try to make some profit on them. I'm going to show you the things that I looked for and what I ended up buying and what I think I'm going to turn them into. So I got lots of stuff I'm excited to show you. Let's get started. One of the first yard sales that I went to, I found this crate. Was $2. It's solid wood, got lots of nice hardware on it, and lots of storage inside. I love turning these into little coffee tables or end tables, and there's so many ways that you can upcycle them. I can stain it and keep it the natural wood color, or I can paint it and do some farmhouse graphics, and I'm excited to upcycle this. I love looking for vases. Usually I can pick them up for 25, 50 cents, and this one was 50 cents. Not fussy about the color, but I can mix up some of my sand paint and it creates beautiful texture for vases, and I can upcycle this and at least turn it into $10 or $15. Always really keep my eye out for kitchen utensils. I can upcycle these, but what I really like to use them for is for when I'm staging my photos. If I've done something that I want to put these beside and make the photo look nicer, I always can pick these up for 25, 50 cents. I've also upcycled rolling pins before and I put my graphics on them and they turn out really cute and sell really well. Also, I think I paid maybe $1/4 for each of these, and I know the rolling pin, I have done these up before and they'll sell for $10 or $12. One is fantastic, a wooden handle, a tin toolbox. What I like to do with these, I'll clean this one up. It's really dusty and dirty, but they look gorgeous with mason jars in them, and then you can put some flowers in them. I paid $2 for this, and I'm sure once I have it all finished with the mason jars, I can probably sell it for around $20, $25. So I'm excited about this one. Who doesn't love little teapots? This is really dusty and dirty, but it was 10 cents. And you can put a potted plant in this. You can chalk paint it. I love this because it's still got the label on it. So I think I'm gonna leave it and I might just seal it up with some polyacrylic sealer or some engine enamel and put in a nice maybe ivy. That would be really pretty in a farmhouse kitchen. 10 cents. This one I think I'm going to keep. Caught my eye as soon as I saw it. I definitely probably from the 50s, maybe 60s. But I have seen these done up before with a piece of floral foam and then filled it up with flowers, and they look gorgeous. I'd like to maybe clean it up and keep it gold, but maybe do it in a nice matte gold. And I paid $1 for it. And I'm sure once it's done, I can probably sell it for $10 or $15. I love this wicker basket that I found. It was probably a magazine rack. I picked it up for $2, but I've seen these on Pinterest, painted up with some spray paint, and then you put muffin tins or cookie sheets in them and display them in the kitchen. And for $2, I can probably flip this for probably 10 or $15, and it'll look really beautiful in either a farmhouse kitchen or even a boho kitchen. I don't know what it is about rusty tin and boxes, can never pass them up. I bought these two metal boxes. I don't know if they were maybe baking or in a tool shed. This one's got some holes cut in the bottom, but they'll probably turn into really cute planters, and I can put some graphics on them. I can either keep them rusty or I can paint them. I'm unsure on these ones. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments. But they were so cheap, I couldn't pass them up, and I know I can make them beautiful again. What I found this last weekend seems to be kitchen theme, but I found this enamel bowl. It's really dirty and dusty. I had paid $1 for it, but there's so many things that you can do with these enamel bowls. What I do when I'm kind of stumped, when I find something and I'm not sure what to do with it, I always head over to Pinterest. Type in enamel bowl and you'll get hundreds of ideas that can inspire you and give you ideas of how you can upcycle things like these. That's probably what I'll end up doing with this. I'll set it aside, I'll go to Pinterest and I'll have a look around and decide what I want to do with it. But for $1, I couldn't pass it up. Some more farmhouse kitchen. Who wouldn't want to pick up lids off of pots? These were 10 cents a piece, and I saw an idea on Pinterest of what to do with these. So you'll have to stay tuned for my next upcycling video because I'm going to put this together and It's so cute. So for 20 cents, I got 2 lids and a Pinterest project. I picked up this, probably a watering can maybe, or maybe it's something out of a garage, I'm not sure. Really dirty and dusty, was $5, and I love upcycling these, putting beautiful graphics on them and filling them up with plants for the garden. So this is gonna get upcycled, and for what I paid for it, probably by the time I've upcycled it, it'll be worth $20 or $25. I picked up this honey pot for $2. And I don't like to do anything to these. I just leave them the way they are. And some of these are really collectible. So maybe if you ever come across these, to do a little bit of research on them and see what they're worth. This one's not worth a lot, but it is local and I loved it. And it looks beautiful if you just put it on a shelf in a kitchen. I picked up this wooden tray for 50 cents. Solid wood in really good shape. And what I think I'm going to do with this is I'm going to decoupage some fabric on the inside. I just did a video where I did a step-by-step tutorial on how to decoupage furniture with fabric, and I'm going to do that technique on this. And there's so many fabrics that you can choose from at the thrift store if you go into the sheets or the linens or pillowcases, and just pick out something that you love and then match the paint to it, and you can really upcycle this pretty. So great deal. Picked up this basket. It was 25 cents. I'm a sucker for baskets. I have way too many and I just tuck them aside, and then eventually I get inspired and I put something together. That's probably what will happen to this. And a lot of times when you buy them with the handle, you can cut the handle off and then you're left with a beautiful basket if you don't want to have the handle on it, and it won't affect any of the weaving underneath. So you can check that when you're buying them, but great deal. Found these scissors. Gorgeous. They're quite heavy, but I have a seamstress graphic that I made a while back, and I thought this would be gorgeous to add to a sign with that graphic. And 25 cents, you can't beat that. I also found a little sifter with a red handle. I'll use that for staging when I'm taking pictures, but this is one of my favorite things that I picked up from yard sailing on the weekend. It was probably a cookie cutter, but each side has a different shape, and I've never seen anything like this. It's so unusual. This one I'm going to be keeping, and I'm going to display it in my kitchen. And I found some beautiful primitive decor. I love this brush. Not sure what it was off of. If you have any idea, let me know down in the comments. But I thought it would be really pretty if it was hung from a rack or something like that in the kitchen to display. And it's also perfect for me for staging when I'm doing pictures. And I also found this hand-carved bowl. And it probably just needs some teak oil or some finishing oil just to bring up the grain, or I might just leave it, but it's beautiful and you can tell that it's hand carved. And I can't remember, but I think I paid $1 for it, and this one will probably stay with me. Okay, we're nearing the end, and I got a lot of work ahead of me. I got a lot of upcycling to do, and I'm excited to put together my next video. I'll try to fit in as much as I can that I bought today into that video, so keep a watch on my channel. But I also picked up these oars, and what I like to do with these, I like to chalk paint them, and I have some river graphics, some lake graphics, and some cottage graphics. So I have 3 of these. They're in pretty rough shape. They've had their day for using in a rowboat. They're for decor only now, and they wanted $5, but it was near the end of the day, and they said just give me $1 and get them out of here. So for $1, I got 3 of these oars to upcycle, and I haven't checked the prices on these, but I'm pretty sure by the time they're done, they're probably going to be worth about $30 or $40. Never bypass old vintage windows. This one's beautiful with the 2 panes and the 1 big pane. It's still in really good shape, still has a latch on it and a couple hinges. And I've been loving the mirror effect spray paint that will turn glass into an antique looking mirror. So I think that's what I'm probably going to do on this project. And I might break out my Cricut and do a farmhouse graphic on that top pane of glass. I paid $5 for this, and probably by the time I have it all finished, these are hard to come by, so it'll probably be worth $50 or $60. something to keep in mind is how you price your projects. If you're living in a city center, then obviously you're going to be able to sell your projects or your upcycles for more than if you live in a rural area. What I like to do is I like to go to Etsy and find something comparable of the project that I've made and then price accordingly from there. Okay, as you can see, I got some fantastic stuff to upcycle and I'm excited and I have lots of work, so I have to get at it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and we'll see you in the next video. And if you like this video, I'd love for you to like and subscribe. And you probably will like either of these videos. Take care.